Hi, today I want to talk about what's happening to trans people in America. If you're living in America, I don't, so I don't know how it is to be in your shoes, but I want to make this video to update anyone who is not really in the loop about things that have been happening in the last few days under the orange guy. Almost immediately, Trump has implemented a law that makes it that there's only two genders, so that means in practice that non-binary people would not exist, and on passports it has led to a lot of problems because the X gender marker is not possible anymore. So if you need a new passport, if you need to renew it, then you will not be able to have an X on there. And there's a lot of binary trans people as well who are scared that they will have to go back to their gender assigned at birth on their passports and official documents. So there's a lot of chaos around that because it's not really clear how it's going to be implemented in a case-per-case situation. There's a lot of questions about it and not everything is clear, but what we do know is that the orange guy has made it that non-binary people don't exist, X is not an option, and in general trans people feel very unsafe because of this measurement. The orange guy has also targeted trans people in the military, and today I also saw that there's also an executive order towards trans kids that would not be able to get gender affirming care under 19 years old. Executive orders, from what I've heard, are not already implemented in law, but they are a good way to know what is going to probably happen in the future. Now, these are a lot of scary things that are very quickly being enrolled, being enforced, and so on. I don't live in America, but I'm really scared, to be honest. It really scares me to see all of this news coming in. What I do want to say is that I know that being scared is very valid, but don't let being scared get you trapped. There's things that you can do. First of all, there's things you cannot control right now, but what you can do is focus on yourself. You can still focus on your own health as a person. You can do mindfulness, you can go take a walk, you can make sure that you have enough food in your stomach, and these are little things that will make it easier for you to go forward. Don't let yourself get trapped and just lay in your bed and get more and more depressed, because that's not going to change anything. It's really important to focus on your health. That's what you have control over right now. Secondly, make sure to go to protests, make sure to go to offline gatherings, because we all know right now online spaces are not very safe and full of propaganda. It's not something you can rely on. So what I'm doing right now is I am trying to find the trans people that I have been following who have been really good at sharing important information, and if they have newsletters, I subscribe to their newsletter, because we know that TikTok has become a way for the orange guy to silence people. There's a lot of minorities that are not able to say what they want anymore on that platform. There's a lot of people who, when they talk about anything America, orange guy, Elon Musk, who are getting their videos deleted, targeted. They don't have enough, push in the algorithm. The same counts for Facebook and Instagram. It's all Meta, and Mark Zuckerberg had made it possible to even say that being queer is an illness and stuff. So these places are not really safe for us, and we don't know how we can rely on them. For now, I personally am still on these platforms because I want to stay informed on them. I will stay until I think it's really not valuable anymore. But what I would advise you to do is subscribe to newsletters from people that have really important information. And not only trans people, also like for other minorities, people who are illegal in America, or BIPOC people, any minorities, like try to stay informed on everything, because we need to stick together, and it's not something we can do without intersectionality. Try to go to platforms, for example, like Bluesky, where we know that you're not going to be censored and people like you are not going to get censored. Basically, newsletters, subscribe to them, and go to platforms like Bluesky. I also want to share a video from Laverne Cox. She is a very important trans person that many look up to, and she's sharing a lot of important info right now. She shared this video.
What's your advice to trans kids living in states where they're making a crime to seek gender-affirming care?
If your child can be stealth, I would say be stealth. I would say that because it's just too unsafe. I don't want us to be killed. I don't want us to be murdered. I don't want parents to be taken away from their kids. If you can live stealth, it's safety. Stealth has always been about safety. It's not an option for everybody, though. Everybody is not can't be cis assumed. If that is an option for you, I would say do it until you can be safe. If you can be stealth, be stealth. If you can flee, flee. Go to Campaign for Southern Equality. They have resources, they have information, they have scholarships to help people relocate, or even just to travel to get access to your gender-affirming care doctor if there's not one in your state or neighboring state.
She's advising to focus on your safety, which is personally also something that I would advise you to do. And it's very valid to want to stay openly queer, and there's a part of us that wants to be seen, that is proud, and you should definitely keep that pride. But safety is also very important, and I am not saying that you have to do any of these things, I just want to share my piece of mind, my thoughts. But yeah, I would also think that it's best to stay safe over anything else. So if that means that you're not going to be out in certain spaces and only to people that know who you are safe with, then I would say do that. I think Laverne has very important things to say about that, and there's a lot of truth in that, to be stealth. And stealth is basically what many trans people have been doing already. Some people always have chosen to stay hidden, or how do you have to say that? It's not in a bad way to just blend in and not make trans a big thing. For some people, it's a really valid way to live, and it's a valid way to live. To them, it's very, who they are, and they don't want to make it a big thing. But now, being stealth could be something that you don't want to do, but maybe you will have to do in certain ways, and that's completely fine, because we need all of us to get through this together, and if that's the way, then that's how we would have to do it. She's also saying if you can flee, flee, which is also, I think, very important to consider. If you're not safe anymore and it's going to possibly get worse over time, it's only been a few days, so who knows what's going to come next, to be honest, then make sure that you go somewhere safe, and that can be within America. It can also be outside of it. I personally know a few things about integration in Europe, and I do have to say it will never be easy for someone to flee their country, but nobody does it if there's another way. So it's very valid to flee your country if there's no place to be safe there anymore and it's going to get worse. Try to stay informed, but also make sure that you're not just only doom scrolling. There are things you can do. You have power. Power is in numbers, and try to focus on finding community, focusing on community, and know that trans people outside of America are also thinking of you. We are a community, so if you need help in any way, just ask for it, let us know, and maybe we can help in some way. Thank you for watching, and I'm really sorry for what's happening. Just know that you're always valid, whatever you do. Whether you choose to be stealth, whether you want to stay queer in the open, whether you flee, whether you stay, know that you're always valid and I see you.
You hate your president who tries to take